What if the key to protecting your brain from Alzheimer's is already in your kitchen? In a world where Alzheimer's affects millions of families, knowing how to reduce your risk naturally is more important than ever. And the best part? These foods aren't hard to find or hard to pronounce. You've probably eaten a few this week already. So why should you stick around? Because the choices you make at mealtime today can mean a sharper mind and better memory years from now. So let's dive in. Number 1. Olive oil. A lot of people turn to the Mediterranean diet to help slow down Alzheimer's or even keep it from getting worse. The focus in this diet is put mostly on plant-based foods, so lots of vegetables, nuts, and whole grains, while processed foods, sweets, and red meat take a back seat. The star ingredient here is extra virgin olive oil. It's loaded with phenolic compounds, which researchers say might actually lower the risk of mild cognitive decline. Okay, here's how it works. Those phenolic compounds can stop amyloid beta proteins from piling up in the brain, which are the sticky proteins that hinder your memory and thinking. So adding some more olive oil to your meals could actually help your brain clear out some of that buildup. All in all, the Mediterranean way of eating, especially with all that olive oil, seems to give your brain some solid support. In addition to this, according to recent studies, olive oil may also lower the incidence of dementia-related mortality. Regardless of the quality of their food, 92,383 persons over a 28-year period who consumed more olive oil had a 28% reduced chance of dying from dementia than those who consumed it infrequently or never. However, there's still a lot of research needed to completely solidify the claim of its effectiveness on Alzheimer's development, even if initial results seem pretty promising. So there you have it, the importance of olive oil in your diet. So make sure to incorporate 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil into your diet. Number 2. Cinnamon. Turns out cinnamon happens to be more than what you know. It isn't just a flavorful spice, but a wonder food carrying multiple cognitive health benefits. Due to its various beneficial properties, it's been used for ages in herbal medicine as well. And now modern studies are backing it up, showing that cinnamon also gives cognitive benefits along with its anti-inflammatory and immunomodulatory properties. And there's even more. Cinnamon also carries a compound known as cinnamaldehyde, which has been seen hindering the buildup of amyloid beta proteins in the brain. So, researchers have found after conducting a meta-analysis of 40 studies that cinnamon indeed does improve the ability to learn and remember. It showed that when cinnamon or its compound was added to cells, it would decrease the presence of Alzheimer's markers. It also seemed to boost overall cell health. So while we do need more human-based studies to say for sure how effective cinnamon is as a treatment or preventative option, the early signs are definitely encouraging. And the best part? Adding more cinnamon to your diet is easy. Sprinkle it over oatmeal, stir it into coffee or tea, or even mix it into soups and stews. It's a simple, tasty way to support your brain as you age. Number 3. Strawberries. Alright, if you're the type who throws strawberries on your cereal or just grabs a handful to munch on during the day, you're actually doing your brain a pretty good favor. Researchers at the Rush Alzheimer's Disease Center explored into this, and turns out strawberries might be preventing your memory from declining as you get older. How? Well, the secret lies in pelargonidin, an antioxidant packed in strawberries. And one of its main qualities is its anti-inflammatory properties. Scientists think it might be shielding your brain from the inside out. In the study, older people who ate strawberries regularly had less of the harmful proteins such as tau tangles accumulating in their brains. Tau tangles are telltale signs of Alzheimer's developing, hence why it's important to hinder their formation. Now what's interesting is how thorough this study was. It followed 575 older adults, most well into their 80s and 90s, tracking their eating habits over years. After the participants passed away, researchers studied their brains, and what they found was pretty encouraging. Those who ate more strawberries showed fewer of the harmful changes often linked to memory decline. And while the study didn't prove that strawberries can prevent Alzheimer's outright, the results are encouraging, especially for people without the high-risk APOE4 gene. The connection between diet and brain health seemed pretty strong. The bottom line, strawberries are packed with pelargonidin, and honestly, they taste awesome. Tossing them into your daily routine is kind of a no-brainer, so just do it. As the researchers said, this kind of nutrition research gives us hope that something as small and enjoyable as a handful of berries might help us stay sharp as we age. Number 4. Yogurt. The world knows yogurt as a superfood, packed with elements that can curb the worst diseases. Improved gut health is a hallmark for lowering the risk of Alzheimer's, and the components of yogurt are great for your gut. Probiotics, aka good bacteria, help maintain gut health and in turn improve the brain functioning. There's this thing called the gut-brain axis. Simply, it's like the two-way communication system between your gut and your brain. They constantly talk to each other through nerves, hormones, and microbiomes, or the bacteria living in your gut. And besides just that, yogurt also lowers your risk of inflammation, reduces oxidative stress, and regulates your blood sugar. Number 5. Fish. If you're already enjoying fish a couple times a week, you might be doing your brain a huge favor, and not just your heart. New research shows that older adults who ate fish at least twice a week were less likely to have the kinds of small brain changes often tied to dementia. And we're not talking about full-blown memory loss here, but rather subtle damage to blood vessels in the brain that can build up long before symptoms appear. So why does that matter? Poor blood flow in the brain is a big reason people end up with dementia or Alzheimer's. Those tiny brain vessels have to stay in decent shape if you want to keep your memory sharp as you grow older. In the study, researchers looked at over 1,600 adults over the age of 65 in France. None had dementia or major heart issues at the start. Everyone went through brain scans and filled out those classic "what do you eat" surveys. And the results? Well, they were eye-opening. Folks munching on fish a couple times a week, think salmon and sardines, showed way less brain damage on their scans. Not just a little less. We're talking the same kind of benefit you get from having your blood pressure under control. So what's driving this? Omega-3s. Those healthy fats in fish are like nutrients for your blood vessels, fighting inflammation and keeping everything running smoothly. Plus, if you're loading up on fish, you're probably not consuming as many burgers or red meat, and that's a win for your brain too. The bottom line, swapping in fish a few times a week is simple, but your brain is going to thank you down the road. Number 6. Mung bean. So how do mung beans help in terms of boosting your brain health? Well, it's simple. These beans contain important compounds that help prevent harmful proteins that are linked with Alzheimer's from piling up in your brain. So compounds like vitexin, synaptic acid, and ferulic acid target these proteins and hinder their accumulation process. And to add on to that, these compounds also have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory qualities, which automatically boost your overall health. These qualities not only ease your stress levels, but also help in protecting cells from damage. Not a bad bonus for something so simple. Additionally, a study that was conducted on mice showed researchers that when the mice ate mung bean sprouts, they showcased improved memory, both short and long term. So although the research is in its initial stages, the indicators are looking pretty good. And the good news is that adding mung beans to your daily meals is a cinch. They complement everything. Stews, curries, you can even toss them into salads. Number 7. Leafy greens. Leafy green vegetables appear to be the solution for many things, so it's no wonder they become part of this list. You've likely heard about how good they are for your overall fitness and health, but have you ever heard of the advantages they offer with respect to your brain? There's been research that's revealed that eating vegetables such as kale, spinach, lettuce, and collard greens aids in the slowing down of the deterioration in memory and thinking skills with aging. The results came from a long-term study of close to 1,000 adults aged 58 to 99, in which researchers noticed that the participants who consumed one serving of leafy greens a day experienced a significantly slower progression of their cognitive decline. You might be thinking, how much slower? Well, the difference was approximately equal to turning the clock back on the brain aging by 11 years. So nearly a decade, all because of tossing a handful of greens into their meals. And behind this brain-boosting effect, there's a unique mix of nutrients such as folate, vitamin K, lutein, and plant compounds that fight against inflammation. In addition to this, another study published by Neurology in 2023 showed that people who consume greater quantities of plant-based meals had less buildup of amyloid beta. So don't forget to add some greens to your diet. It's the easiest thing you could do to support long-term brain health. Number 8. Peanuts. Peanuts might not be the first item to come to mind when you think of brain-boosting foods, but maybe they should. Peanuts can actually help protect your brain as you age. They're packed with rich nutrients such as vitamin E and niacin that have been linked to improving brain function whilst lowering the risk of developing Alzheimer's. This is backed by studies. One study found that individuals who got more niacin from food would have a slower rate of decrease in cognitive abilities. Another study found out that when individuals consumed more vitamin E from food directly and not through supplements, they had a 70% lower chance of developing Alzheimer's. But there's even more to it. Ever heard of the MIND diet? If not, that's fine. It's basically a diet inspired by Mediterranean eating habits, but with a special focus on brain health. Some studies even suggest it could reduce the risk of Alzheimer's by up to half. Pretty impressive, right? And yes, peanuts are definitely included. Peanuts also offer resveratrol, a compound that helps protect your brain cells. And on top of that, they contain something called p-coumaric acid, which can help regulate your mood and ease stress. So they're not just good for your body, they're giving your mental health a boost too. So they may be small, but they do some pretty heavy lifting when it comes to your brain health. And so, there you have it. 8 simple, powerful foods that could help protect your brain and reduce your risk of Alzheimer's naturally. It's easy to feel powerless when it comes to aging and memory loss, but your daily habits, especially what's on your plate, can make a huge difference. Which of these foods are already in your diet, and which ones are you excited to try next? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and we'd love to hear your take. And if you found this helpful, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more ways to boost your health and stay sharp at any age.